Finding your ultimate strength of being. Let's get into it for the week of December 11th, 2017. Guys, first and foremost, before we even get into the explanation of the auto write, I want to send my love to everybody in Los Angeles and that surrounding area, everybody in Bali. I do want to start this week by giving a quick little recap of last week. And whether you want to believe this or not, I do not watch the news very often. And a lot of times I find out about things because you guys reach out to me and you ask me to pray for you because this is happening, that's happening. And then I go and I look it up. So even I'm a little rattled by what came up last week with all the smoke, the fire, the eruptions. Okay, right? So there's that. And then, of course, there was the message on a personal level as well. So now we get into this week. This would be for December 11th, 2017. And I just want to remind you guys that the readings that you're going to be hearing right here, they're just general, okay? If you want a personal reading, you have to go to my website, angelsouls444.com, the services page. All the instructions are there. Of course, I have courses up on angels at Gumroad. And as always, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I always appreciate that. It makes me feel so loved. And again, it's very, very helpful. So thank you so much. So let's get into this auto writing message. All right. So the first thing we hear is sun opening, run from the fear. Now, I want to tell you this, that I kept getting an image of tall buildings. So I don't know, like I don't want to assign this image to like downtown Los Angeles. I don't want to do that because, you know, we then put our attention and focus towards downtown Los Angeles and maybe this is happening elsewhere. But it's like buildings crumbling down, falling down. I think people see it coming though. It doesn't have this element of shock behind it necessarily. And I also feel like they're empty buildings. So I want to say that as well. It feels like people evacuate. And that I can't help but think of Los Angeles. There was a message to run, to get out. All right. So if you are anywhere in that area right now, I know it's got to be scary, but please don't wait to evacuate. Please get your things together. Start planning ahead. It does not mean that for you as an individual, the fire would be coming to you, but just be prepared for that. In a more general sense, for other people who are not experiencing that, it's saying get away from something that's not good for you. And maybe this is the week that you're finally coming to terms with that. You're finally acknowledging it. You're moving on. Okay? So run from the fear. Let's go back to that for a second. Run from the fear. That feels like you're not denying the fear. You're not pretending like it's not there. You're just getting away from the fearful situation. Again, fostering this change so that you can expect more out of your life. You can start manifesting different things for yourself, okay? You are not here necessarily to suffer all the time, I guess is what we're getting at. And you don't have to hang tight in a bad situation or around people that just don't resonate with you anymore simply because that's how it's always been. Remember, you're changing, okay? And then it says, must flee, but you are not alone. So for anybody who I'm feeling like there's a message for somebody who's in an abusive relationship and you're trying to get out of it, and there might be children involved. You have people in the physical who can help you, and you also have your spiritual team. So make sure that you are always focused on having that protection, asking, praying for the protection for you, for your children, and you will be able to escape, but please do so carefully. And they're showing me police are involved, but I want to explain this too. There's sort of a scattered message going on here. Police are very prominent in this coming week. And that's weird that it's not firefighters, it's police. Okay. So police can be your best friend for some of you out there. If you are an officer and you're watching this, please be careful. If you are somebody that feels like officers, you haven't had the best luck with them, let me just feel that out. I don't know. There's nothing clear coming through about that. It's just sort of like watch out, watch your actions, watch what you're doing. Be very careful, okay? So I don't know that it doesn't feel like it's maybe it's something about police. God forbid if there's more protests around that. But this is more about something occurring and the police are having to come in and take care of it, okay? Again, we could sit here all day going through the, many examples that are coming up around that. But yeah, it says disruption at every turn. That's why I probably am picking up on police presence, okay? Disruption at every turn. But it feels like the police are trying to protect. Now, there are bad eggs everywhere in every kind of thing that you can imagine, right? But they're trying to help. That's the best way I can put it. Now, as far as what the disruptions are, they're not being specific about that. And if they're not specific about something, it's for good reason, okay? Either you would panic, we're going to talk about that, or you would do something sort of preemptively that gets you in a bad situation. We want to avoid that. All right. So they go on and say, look at how strong you've become. All right. Does panic consume you? Most likely not. And then we have this presence of Michael coming in and says, protect, clarity, focused. So whatever occurs in the coming week, and I think it's going to be different for a lot of regions in the world. We have some like kind of crazier messages coming up. Hang with me for just a second. But the things that are coming up, you're learning about yourself. You might even want to take a moment and observe, like, wow, I'm just incredibly focused right now. I'm not freaking out. We're just taking care of business and we're learning something too. So this might be a week as well where perhaps because of something that's happening in your region of the world, it really sets you right on priorities. Okay. So we've said that before, maybe things that have previously upset you, you're letting those go, and you're banding together. We did have that sort of brotherhood message last week, and then we have this disruption coming up too. So I wonder if people are really going to be coming together to help one another out. That would be really, really amazing if that should occur. All right, and then we have, and this is how you will make it through, leaders will fall. Okay, just so you know, I don't like getting involved in politics. I'm not saying that this is a political statement. Leaders will fall. This feels like leaders we're already seeing this. We're already seeing like leaders of, the movie industry. We're seeing political leaders falling. We will be seeing heads of corporations fall. And that one's a personal one for me. We're going to see quite a bit of that. Maybe it's not completely in this coming week, but it gets sparked in this coming week. Okay, so leaders will fall, and then I say, clarity, please. What are we talking about? And you can do that in auto writing. If something comes out and it shocks you, and you're kind of like, did I hear that right? You can always ask for clarity. So that's what I did, and I write, leaders will fall? Question mark? What? Yes. Period. There are cracks in the foundation. There always have been. Do not be afraid to look at this for all that is. Did you think it would be always? No. So they're I'm getting chills as I say that. Are you surprised that there's change? Isn't it long overdue? I feel like that is the message that they're trying to bring forward. So these things shouldn't shock us. As a matter of fact, it can come with a bit of relief, perhaps, depending on who you are. Now, if you're the leader that's falling, then it's not going to be a good week for you, okay? And maybe in the coming weeks it might not be so hot either. People are getting found out. And there's this feeling too, children are involved. And so there's this knowledge coming out and this protection of our children. And we're not just making excuses. We're not just turning our heads anymore. We're looking at the painful stuff and we realize, oh, I can handle this. Oh, wow, I do want to do something about this, okay? So this isn't encouraging like self-righteous behavior or just fighting and protesting just for the sake of having a voice. If you're going to have a voice, know what you're talking about, okay? And I can't say it clearer than that. Make sure that it is coming from the heart, that you believe whatever it is that you're protesting about from the heart and not just from the intellect. The intellect will mess you up, okay? The intellect tells you this world isn't for you, nobody understands you, and that's simply not the case, okay? So let's keep going. There's quite a bit here. Remember destruction of the old first. And I remembered that from last week because I didn't know where we were going with that, but that was from last week, like I said. You see the flames. Now, I felt that it was sort of like flames, like air quote, and it's kind of interesting too because we are, of course, there's wildfires going on, but I think this is meant more metaphorically speaking. You see the flames and you are wise to not fan them. So that means more than the wildfires going on in Los Angeles. That's talking about social ills or whatever's going on, even in your personal life, whatever's going on. This is about, remember, the clarity and being focused, just not focusing on who can I blame, who should I punish for this, but how am I going to move on? How can I make things better? Okay? So they're saying you would be wise to not fan the flames. I think that's very poignant. Okay. All right. You are strong and can endure. Once this is gone, you will see how quickly lives change for the better. Big letters. Grieve not, loved souls, for it is time to let go, let go, let go. Okay? Let go of this old way of doing things. And yeah, I'm getting a feeling too, there's going to be some people probably who want to fight the things that are being uncovered. They're going to say that they're lies and whatever. They can hang on all they want. The ground is opening. Okay? The ground is opening up and it's sucking down all the stuff that's not working. Remember the message of the foundations are not steady. So this would be almost, it kind of goes into like a message about fame, okay? So if your career, if you're a famous person, your whole career is based on lies and deceit and using other people and being cruel to others, you're probably not watching this video. But we might see a lot of those people start to crumble and fall a little bit. Okay, we have much better news to come. So that's promising. Thanks. All is not lost, nor shall it ever be. We are in process, I'm getting chills. We are in process of opening doors. Be in your state of allowing. That's going to be very important. So if you're starting to feel the panic, process it. If you're starting to feel the fear, remember it says kind of like run away from the fear. It doesn't mean avoid it, it just means deal with it. Okay? Like I said, process it, work through it. All right, because you have to be in that state of allowing. Let this be. Observe your reactions. There you will find ultimate strength of being. End and love to all. So that is the channeled message through auto writing. And now we will get on to the cards. All right, guys, so let's move on to the card portion of this reading. Please remember that these are general readings. I said this at the beginning, but just as a reminder, if you want something specific for you, you have to get a personal reading. angelsouls444.com. I promise you, I tried to do my best with them. Hopefully you'll get a lot out of it. Hopefully it'll be really fun for you. Okay, so for this week, we're going to be using the Messages from Your Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and back by popular demand, we're going to be pulling a color card, oh yes, from the Innis Segal deck. And then of course, we're going to keep with that crystal card because that's what I like. So we're going to be using those as well. And I believe that's Rochelle Sharman. I'm sorry, I'm just looking down at my various card boxes to make sure I got everybody included. Okay, cool. So let's get into it here. Let's see what other information we can bring up for the week of December 11th, 2017. here we go. All right. Chantal. So Chantal says, new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Now you're going to be seeing the card, but there it is. And this is very promising. You know, it's kind of hard to keep the faith, I guess, sometimes when it comes to love. And that also pertains to divine love. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wearing, can you see it in the camera? I don't know if you can. It's so small, but it's a piece of morganite. Now, morganite is all about divine love, loving yourself, you know, having free flow of love coming into your life. Now, if you're in a desperate space, if you feel pain when you think of the prospect of love, you haven't yet processed everything that you need to in order to be in a healthy relationship. This is not the week for everybody to just go out and get with somebody because, well, the card came up and that's what it said. So that's what we're going to do. Be very careful. For those of you who are ready, a love partner could definitely be showing up for you. I'm very excited for you. But this is also a love of life. That's coming through very, very strongly. A love of life. All right, now we did have a card fly out, so I had to dip down and get it, and it's Mystique. And it says, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. So here's the deal with this. All right, so there's the card. So the deal with this is, for some of you, as it goes for love, something could be coming out of nowhere. It could be quite a shock. Or if you're with somebody, you know, and maybe you've been having problems, maybe this week you start to understand what the basis of those problems are and how to work through them. Or some of you are straight up finding your souls this week, and that's amazing. But whatever comes up that makes you feel loved and understood, it might be part of that brotherhood kind of thing where we're all coming together and helping one another out, and we're leaving the old differences behind because they just, you know, they were a distraction tactic. Of course they were. They were there to get you fired up, you know what I mean? So we're leaving some of that behind, and big solutions are coming out. For some of you too, that pertains to success. Now, I don't even want to say business because it's whatever you consider to be a successful venture for yourself. So if you're someone who's trying to learn piano, which I'm going to be trying, by the way, I'll vlog about that. That one should be really, really funny. Oh, I'm going to be starting vlogs on this channel and of course on the second channel as well. Go check it out, Elle Levon. But whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're going to find that you have a solution on how to learn it or how to get things moving in a new direction. I know what you're going to say. Mercury is in retrograde right now. Should we be starting anything new? But nah, it's probably not even anything new. It's probably something that's been bothering you for a long time, and now you're finding a solution. I think that's amazing. All right. So let's get another card for you here. We have Desiree. So there's the Mercury retrograde aspect. No, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you, or just, you know, hang on a minute before. So this is what it feels like. It feels like things are coming forward. You might even feel really loved because someone is coming forward who has a solution for something. They're supporting you. You didn't know they had your back. But it's not time for the whole thing to come to a conclusion in this coming week, right? So let's go back to that example of somebody's, you know, learning something new, like a hobby. You're not going to master it overnight, but you might find some real inspiration in that creative process. So be patient is what we're saying here, okay? So the final card before we get on to all the other cards. Seraphina, I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. Could this mean that someone's getting pregnant if that's what you're working towards and it's, you know, a part of your journey? Absolutely, okay? Take a breath on this one, guys. It's love. It's about family. It's about, you know, and two, you know, we were just talking about all the stuff from the auto writing. This might bring families closer. You also start to see other people that you always deemed different than you as part of your family, okay? So people are coming together. It is beautiful. I love this feeling. It does still have this sort of chaotic feeling, like there's a lot going on, and yet you're, you know, hopefully on an individual level, you're making this decision to no longer be divided, right? We're not going to allow people to get in the way and turn us against one another. It's all about loving your fellow humans. Oh, I love that. And love of animals, love of the earth, okay? heart space, Archangel Raphael. If you need some help healing in that area, of course, call upon him to help you. Okay, so on to the other cards. All right, all right. So let me just get them here. All right, so let's just go in with the color card for this week. This is going to sound weird. I literally feel like this deck is opening up and yawning because she hasn't been out for a while. Oops, oops, oops. Is that the one? This is the one. Silver, be persistent. And the number is 27. I only say the number because it's on there. If it means something to you, fine. There you go. But otherwise, it's the number that corresponds to the booklet where you're supposed to look it up. But we don't do that here. Yeah. So, not that that means anything either. But let's talk about this Be Persistent card. All right, this is you seeing the road ahead and not being scared of it. You see how far you need to go and you're like, yeah, but I'm good. I've been training my whole life to make this happen or that happen, or to have the love of my life come in, or to reconnect with somebody who's with me, or to have good friendships, or to go after that success that we were talking about. You know, so if you are working on a project, or you're hoping to pay off your debt, or you're hoping you're hoping to, you know, just whatever it is that you've been dreaming about, you're ready to bring that in. Again, it's not the time to make everything come together right now, but it's hopeful. It's amazing and it's hopeful, and you're seeing that it doesn't have to be as rough as it has been. Okay, now the crystal card. Are you ready? All right, so let's see what we have here. I almost dropped the cards. I tend to do that. I don't know why. All right. Okay, there it is. Wow. They're jumpy. They're jumpy. Hidden Knight, gratitude. And that's what you're going to be focusing on this week. You're going to be more focused on the gratitude that you're okay, that your family's okay, that everything, every trial and tribulation that pops up in your life and around you, you know, it does serve a purpose. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Okay, if you look back on all of at the time you may have called it a mishap. If you look back on all the mishaps, you'll find that there's a storyline, okay? And it moved you away from one situation, got you going towards another, and it really was a blessing. And I think that's what this week is all about, finding the true and ultimate strength of being and just knowing how blessed you really are. So we're going to leave it there, guys. Have a beautiful week. And again, guys in California and in Bali, I love you so much. Please lean on the community if you need emotional support. Take care.